This is Hannibal from SWEfury.com with legendary referee James Beard, and Gangrel is also joining us, the WWE legend. We're live now, Gangrel, on the SWE Fury Podcast with James Beard, who I believe you met your first time in SWE last month, where you had a pretty successful debut, a victory. You won the Battle Royal. You didn't quite get the Texas title, but you're coming back this month on Saturday to take on Big Cass.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, James Beard was worried I wouldn't keep the match in the ring, but it was kind of hard to keep that match. But yeah, coming back against the Blood Hunter, I'm looking forward to it. So how you guys doing tonight?
Yeah. Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good. I just stepped out of the ring. I was training in class, so I'm sweating. I didn't realize the time. My alarm was going off, and I was in the middle of taking a backdrop and getting beat up by these young bloods. So I can stay tested tuned. I'm trying to get tuned up for SWE Fury so I can come at the top of my game. So I get there every night and start running with these young kids and trying to stay in pace with them.
I learned a long time ago in Japan when I was training guys to find somebody else to take those bumps. That's what I think you may need to consider that.
Well, my theory is rust never sleeps. So if I stop, I'm going to start hinging up. So I'm going to just keep moving till the wheels fall off.
I understand that for sure. Yeah, we had, it's kind of unusual for me. I've been around a lot of guys in this business over the years, and you and I had never actually worked together or been around each other until this last month at SWE, and I was just curious. Of course, I followed your career. That's not unusual to do, but you started in Florida. Is that correct? With Boris Malenko? Is that where you were trained?
Yes, sir. I was training with Boris Malenko down here in South Florida. I'd actually train 4 days a week in South Florida and then drive on the weekends up to Tampa and train with him there because he ran 2 different schools.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that turned out a lot of good guys down there, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, Florida, Texas had a lot of great talent. Minnesota, there were some hotbeds of wrestling, but Florida was good. I was just blessed to get a good trainer that believed in the foundation and in actual wrestling. So I could be here 33 years later talking stuff and still getting in the ring doing what I love.
Well, his reputation is definitely a good one for sure. Who are some of the guys that you trained with, or some of the guys you started with down there?
Well, I was training for a little while, and then like X-Pac came along and came through. But I was training with I trained a lot with Masama, who was Carl Gotch's son-in-law. So I trained with Joe and Dean Malenko a lot down there. Brady Boone would come through there. Would train with Brady.
Oh
yeah, different stuff. So man, my memory's gone, but a lot of the more bigger names that came through earlier, and stuff like that. I think Mark Merrill might have trained him, but I never seen him. Mass Superstar. So
I think
Horowitz came through there. He's a Malenko guy.
X-Pac started, I think, with Brad Rengage, didn't he, up in Minnesota? Or
yeah, he was. I think he was 14 when he came down to Tampa.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yeah, he was super young. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys have a little history, from what I understand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We go back and forth. I could wrestle him in my sleep.
Well, it's good to have that familiarity with some people, I guess. He was a heck of a talent. He came to. I have some experience with him myself. When he first came to Dallas, he was a 1, 2, 3. No, what was it? A Lightning Kid.
Lightning Kid. When he's wearing the yellow tights with the blue.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So he and Jerry Lynn were down there, and I refereed a lot of those matches, man. I tell you. Yeah. Those guys were innovative for the times, for sure.
Yeah. But I'm sorry if you're having a hard time hearing me, because I got the rings bumped. All the rings are out there. They're all doing matches and making on the way. So when you got 3 rings out there, it's like a drum line going on.
We can hear you loud and clear. Gangrel, you're actually wrestling Big Cass on Saturday nights. I'll put up the picture here. Big Cass, who you're going to be probably his toughest opponent he's had in years. Do you know much about him?
I traveled with him a couple of weekends one time. I was with him right before he had that episode of stuff with the health collapse and everything. I was on that show at ECW Arena. And so that was the last time I seen him until I saw him in Texas at SWE Fury the last time. And I can't tell you that how proud I am and amazed of his journey and back into professional wrestling and his journey in life, his journey in life. So whether I'm going to be his toughest opponent or not, I don't know, but I do plan on bringing it. I was just warming up. The Blood Hunter got lucky, so I'm coming, man. I'm coming. Guns are blazing, man. I'm going to go out like the young guns, man. You're going to have to kick dirt on me and give me a funeral, put me down.
Cool. Well, we're excited to have you in SWE. I tell you, we were trying to build that reputation here of having to be in the right place to go to, and guys like yourself sure help us build that for sure.
I enjoyed going in there and letting some lumber fly, and not having to say I was sorry.
There's a fan on here, Gangrel, that wants.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, man. It's just a pleasure to be part of a tradition, history. To bring back the Texas title, to be part of that process. It was amazing, and it's just another jewel in my journey. But Boris Malenko always told me there was no pot of gold in the rainbow, no jewels. He always told me to remember that the journey is the jewel. So definitely being a part of SWE's, it's a big jewel in my journey.
Well, there is a legacy here. We're definitely trying to follow that Texas tradition, that style. It's all on purpose. That's exactly what we intended when we started this company, and guys like yourself help us carry it through for sure.
Oh, thanks. Hey, I'm honored to be there.
Your last match got a little violent. There's a fan on here that remembers you from ECW when you were the Vampire Warrior there. Do you have any memories of working in ECW?
My ECW run was short-lived. Paulie and other people won't say it, but I don't think I seen eye to eye with Mr. Heyman there. So I was with Luna. We were kind of on the outs at the time. We're back and forth. We actually separated just after the stuff at ECW. So I came in there with a chip on the shoulder, and I came in and I kind of stood up in the whole locker room and said, if anybody's got a problem with me, I'm standing here. Luna says you can't do that. So I didn't expect it to be an easy journey, but I guess my most memorable time would have been, it was just the one match I had with Dreamer, because people talk about it all the time, going, feud of the year. I go, it was only one match. He didn't work me after that anymore till recently, like a year ago, when he waited till I was in my 50s.
Wait until you have an advantage. That's what you do in this business.
Yeah, I enjoy it, to be honest. I love like Japan and stuff like that. So when I got in there with the Blood Hunter, he was a big guy, solid. I just prefer that. You just go in there and just go. Just go. There's no sorries, man. Let's just get to that pay window, see who's still standing, man. And as long as you're not knocking no teeth out, you lose a little blood. Well, we're wrestlers. We got an extra pint of blood anyways. Hell, we probably got an extra gallon of blood.
That's a good attitude to have, I tell you, especially when you're wrestling guys like Blood Hunter and the guys like Charlie Haas. Have you ever had any experience with Charlie Haas, by the way?
Yeah, I've been around his brothers and stuff. I never worked him, but I got to tell you, I was like, when I saw the match announcements and stuff, and they said it was big cast, I was going, all right, I think I got some fuel. I'm gonna bring in a big cast, but Charlie, he's on another level right now, man. He might be peaking. He's that chip on his shoulder, that intensity, the stuff I see him bringing. It doesn't worry me or concern me. What does concern me is that, can I run with this cat? Could I run with him when I get in there? Can I run? Because he is on another level right now, and he might be the best I've ever seen him.
Well, I have to agree with you to that, and especially with his amateur background and of course his professional experience, and as you're combining those things together and the intensity that he has right now, he's a dangerous guy for sure. There's no question about that.
Speaking of amateur backgrounds, I don't know who the Blood Hunter is, but I'm feeling that he's got some kind of grappling background, because I went for an armbar. He rolled around and cradled me up. It pretty much ended that match right there. I was fighting for my life to come out in that pin. Man.
I've noticed that myself on a few occasions. He's mostly been a brawler type thing, but I see some signs that he does have some amateur background.
And the way he was able to break my hips down, and the way he moves something, he's definitely got some kind of grappling experience.
Yeah, last Saturday night we had a match between he and Rodney Mack, and of course both of those guys have some.
That's one of my favorites right there now.
Yeah. Well, the first few minutes of that match, it was all wrestling, and I was really kind of surprised. And then it all hell broke loose, and it went all it went all to shit, basically. I mean, and I mean that literally, because we were in a rodeo arena, and I was traipsing through all that stuff trying to keep up with these guys. And that was the first time I'd been in the ring in several months. I'd had some health issues and stayed out of the ring for a while. And man, you talk about a way to get back into it. But these guys just tore it up. But the first few minutes of that match was all wrestling, and I was really kind of surprised.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a piece of that dog before I'm done.
I'm betting that'll happen too. Rodney Mack I've known him since he started. It's his very first match, and such a great guy, like almost like family to me. But he is a hell of a competitor.
Yeah, he's got something you could feed off in there. The two of you become a big bonfire, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, what is it that were you aware of SWE before you were contacted, or did you contact SWE first?
No, I was aware of SWE, and I was wanting to contact them, and then somebody reached out to me, and they said, could do the show. Actually, it was one of your liaisons, like Hannibal, reached out, and I was like,
okay.
Whatever. But then he said it was SWE. I went, yeah. I was like backpedaling, taking it nonchalant. I was like, because I really want to be a part of that, because I really like the product. I like the old school traditional feel. I saw the talent you were using and the caliber of your young talent that you're using. The young man that I worked, I think it just aired SWE. Was it in Cameron or I can't remember his name. I just worked him. But I had worked him a while back in the Pacific Northwest, and I knew he had something there. But then when we got in there, man, he was ready to go, and I was like, man, even the young bloods are coming up in here strong, and they got it going on. So, man, I knew about it, I was aware of it, wanted to be a part of it, and I just fell into it. So I got lucky, man. So I'm gonna make the best of it. They're gonna have to kick me out of there.
Well, you know, it's really important to have guys like yourself around these young guys, because win or lose, they learn something every time they're in the ring with you. For part of the experience. That's one of the things I think is really missing in this business, is the fact that a lot of the young guys wrestle other guys that are on the same level as them or worse than them, and they don't. And back in the day when I broke in, all the young guys were wrestling guys with a lot of experience and guys that were better than them, and you learn that way. And it's such a different atmosphere now, because it seems like they kind of get in a certain point and they kind of become stagnant, I guess, and don't learn anymore. And I think the key to it is being in the ring with guys with experience like yourself, and that helps.
Well, yeah, I did come into the tail end, like 87s when I broke in. And, you know, as a tail end, there was very few territories left. I was lucky enough to be a part of Stampede and USWA, and in Puerto Rico, I worked full time. So I was very lucky. So we didn't have, like, you know, it turned around. Unfortunately, there's a wrestling school on every block, and the people running the wrestling school shouldn't probably be running those training facilities, you know.
Exactly.
True. But what you have to offer, if you get somebody like the Dog Pound and all that, with all the experience, the heart and passion, they're going to give you the things that we spent, he spent, you spent 20, 30, 40 years, blood, sweat, and tears learning. Nobody helped us out. We had to learn that. We had to show up night after night and get our butts kicked, embarrassed, humiliated, convinced that we should just go jump off a bridge because we're never going to get any better at this, you know. But we had to learn on the road. We had to learn our craft. We had to experience it and learn it. Nobody just threw us out there and said, you know, made you a superstar with some kind of pass and a flip or anything. And then I look back at SWE here, being a part of this, and it has such that feel. But yet, like you said, you got the guys, I don't want to say myself, but you know, other guys like Mark Henry, different people. I see them in there talking, Teddy Long, Kevin Sullivan, all in there. Lyndon, they're watching these matches and they care enough. They're not selfish. They're not like trying to protect some legacy that they're the greatest. They're coming in and giving back to the young talent to make wrestling better. And that's what I see going on in SWE Fury. You're making wrestling better. You're bringing it back to where it was, it should be, and always should be. We should be kings on a pedestal. We should be royalty, not backyard garbage wrestlers, you know. And SWE's got that, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Well, it's very refreshing for me to hear that, and it's obvious because I know you train guys yourself, but that's part of what our intent is to try to elevate some of the younger guys, and that's why we have the camps before every TV taping, and we'll have 40, 50 guys show up. For some of them never done anything in wrestling. Some of them haven't even locked up, don't know a thing. And
well, I'm hoping I'm invited because I come in on a Friday night this time. Last time I flew right into the show and hustled, so I'm hoping to get in there and watch that camp experience, because every match I still learn something. Every night when I train these students, I still learn something.
Absolutely. I'm the same way, after almost 40 years in this business, and I still learn things every time. And if you don't, I guess you just might as well quit. But if you're here, we'll absolutely take advantage of your experience on that Saturday morning.
I'll be there sneaking in one way or another, hiding or something. I definitely would like to be a part of it.
Good. Well, I'm sure that'll get some of those guys excited about coming too. And we like that because it gives other perspectives. We're not trying to take the place of their everyday training, but we are trying to give them another perspective and some ideas about how things should be done and the way we see them. And the truth is most of us that work in SWE have basically the same philosophy for this business. And I can tell by talking to you, it's the same thing with you. It's about doing it the right way.
Yeah, you get a great foundation. Foundation's anything. You lay the cement, you have a great foundation. You could put any roof on that structure you want. It can hold a tile roof, a flash roof. So if you want to be a high flyer, you want to be this and that, but you got to have a foundation. You got to understand pro wrestling. You got to understand why you're doing it, what you're doing, when you do it, why and when to do it. There's so much more to it. They just get out there and start running, and so yeah, it's very important to have places and like the dog pound different things to teach these young guys, and then they got to be, and then what I've noticed about SW is you have the young talent there wants to learn, right? They're not coming in going, yeah, I know. Because if they know, you wouldn't be saying nothing, but it's nothing worse than to be like lending advice and they go, I know. You go, no, you don't know. So I'm very excited to be a part of it and to be there and thank everybody for taking a chance on an old man like me and coming in there like that too. So, and I had a blast.
There's some fans that are asking what you think about Edge having a big comeback now in WWE, and then Christian, your other Brood member, recently signed with AEW.
Christian with AEW, I don't know. I'm super, super proud of Edge. I can tell you that. I watched the hard work. I haven't seen any of Christian stuff, but I know that Christian's like he gets underrated because he can put a match together with anybody and still get all his crap in somehow. But he can really put a tremendous match together. But Edge, man, he's a great human being. At least to me, he was. I mean, he's the kind of guy, if I write him, he writes me back in 3 minutes. It doesn't matter what time of night or what it is. He's a tremendous guy, but he's obviously put some work in. And to get in there with the younger generation, granted, he was with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, who both traditionally, they've come a path. I worked Daniel Bryan when he was the American Dragon over in England a lot. And he's come such a long way. And things of, it's a different cycle now than it was in our days, but I believe everything's going to circle back around. But him going in there and performing up to that level, from what I saw, I'm super proud of him, and I wish him all the best.
Now, you were also with Viscera in JBL's cabinet. James is good friends with JBL here. There's a lot of fans here that want to know your thoughts on Viscera's passing and working with him.
Viscera, we always got along good. We did that as a tag team. We only did like one. It was a handicap match against the Undertaker when they brought us back in. But I was very sad of his passing. Unfortunately, I don't know. Probably more than likely his size and everything. Probably, you can't be a big man and not take a toll on your body at some point, especially when you're traveling on the road full time and working day in and day out and stuff like that. So, but I've worked him a lot. I've been opposite of him in the ring. And when I first worked him, when he was been on a mission, I'll be honest, it was a rough road. He'd walk away dinged up and stuff. But later on, he came around and he found it his own, and he became a pretty good big man. Yeah. And at JBL, he's tremendous. I used to love working him. Everybody, they were always afraid, like, oh, he's gonna take my head off. I don't think he ever did. I think if you just knew how to work, you'd be all right.
Exactly,
you know, he brings it, you bump, you get up, you do it again. Well, tell him I said hello, though. I follow him a lot on Instagram. He always seems like he's doing great humanitarian work and stuff like that, going around the world. And I hope to be able to give back to the world in some kind of way like that sometime in my life.
Yeah, I'm proud of John. He's done a lot of good things since he's retired from the ring, and he's been a good friend for a long time. I heard from him the other day on the way back from Belton, and he was giving Charlie Haas a hard time. So we have a good time with each other.
Oh, that's good. You know, if you can't have fun and have some laughs and you know, share some memory or have some kind of bond in this thing, I don't know why you even do it.
There's a lot of people that are asking about your ring entrance. Some people are saying it was the best ever.
Is that my stuff, Matt? We're going. So everything's good. So I'm looking forward to getting there this weekend, and yeah, I'm looking forward to being part of that camp if I can. Thank you if I'm invited. Thank you, and
definitely.
Do you want to tell people about
your
camp?
Lost for a minute or something? I guess that there we go. There's old Hannibal.
Do you want to tell people about your camp before you get off, where people can join your school and where it's located and how they can contact you?
My school, it's here. Like, actually, I can't remember. We just moved. It's in Dania Beach, Florida. I mean, you can go on Gangrel's Wrestling Asylum. What do you got right here? It's 1930 Tiger Tail. I'll move it over to the center. You can see that there. But we're just in Fort Lauderdale. We're a suburb of Fort Lauderdale. You can see the runway to the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. So we're down here. You can check us out on Facebook or GWAFlorida.com, and you can find everything you need to find. We're down here, but don't come to the school if you plan on taking in and coming here and start running the ropes. You're going to spend about 3 months out there on the pads, learning to roll and grapple a little bit. Then you're going to move into the smaller ring. We got 3 rings up, 2 18s and a 16. Then you're going to learn how to wrestle in that ring. And when I'm talking, you're going to learn how to fall, roll, protect yourself. But then you're going to learn how to defend yourself. And back and forth, you're going to learn. You're going to get all your foundation. And then eventually, 8 months, 9 months, if it takes a year, you might move into the bigger ring. And then we'll start adding in some ropes. But it's not an easy process. So I'm going to tell you now, don't come if you're not wanting to put the work in. But if you want to put the work in, you want to give me 6 extra months or a year, not worry about all that hoopla and that fancy, flashy stuff, come on down because you're the one I'm looking for.
I'm glad to hear that. That reminds me a lot of the way it was trained in Japan, you know, in the training centers there. You don't even touch a ring until you're ready. And that takes sometimes several months.
No, I prefer him to referee for a year too.
Yeah. It's a great experience to learn it that way. I tell you, and when you got that foundation, you can go, like you said, you can put any kind of roof on it you want to.
Yeah, they get worried. They get worried that they're missing time, but the ones that don't have the foundation and they get out there, they end up getting hurt, and that spot's gonna open up, and you're gonna be primed and ready to go, knowing what you're doing, and you're gonna do well.
But I remember years and years ago, back in the 88, 89, something like that. I was working with Chris Adams at a school down in Dallas, and one of the first schools I remember, and I was helping train guys with him down there, and I remember one guy coming. Well, first time I thought things were going to hell, I saw this kid come in and he had a gimmick and everything. First day, I'm like, oh no. So this business is going down the drain now, and then I see that a lot. Now the guys come in and that's the first thing they do. They already got their gimmick and finish and everything else. They're ready to go.
According to Buddy Wayne, it was the Zubaz and the baseball caps on backwards.
Exactly.
Nobody grabs a hole. Got to grab a hole.
Good old Buddy Wayne. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. Good guy.
Gangrel, I know you got to go soon, but do you have anything to say to Big Cass who might watch this about that match in Irving, Texas? It's going to be on FITE TV live on pay-per-view, but it's also going to be at Southern Junction this Saturday, April 24th. You're going to be signing autographs before the event if people want to go.
No. I always say to Big Cass, one, I'm going to say, I'm proud of you on your journey, but 2, don't overlook me and underestimate me because you think I'm an old man. because I'm bringing it and I'm coming, you know, and I want to make memories, you know. I don't burn out fatal. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to bring my best. So bring your working boots, Big Cass. Bring your working boots.
Well, we're proud to have you there in SWE, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I think that should be a tremendous competition right there with you guys. I mean, with your experience, Kaz's size, and you know, he's pretty athletic for a big guy too. But I'm looking forward to it. You know, I tell you what, really a pleasure to have guys like yourself in SWE Fury.
Well, it's a pleasure to be there and an honor to be a part of that. And you guys, you know, SWE Fury, you're bringing it back around, and you're making memories and you're making history yourself. So you brought the Texas title, but you're doing great things, and you bring people in. Mark Henry's a part of stuff where he's working with the community and the youth centers. Charlie Haas doing the same thing. I know he goes out there and he rants and he raves, but he is doing amazing stuff that I see in the community when I follow stuff on here. So I'm very proud to be part of an organization like that, and I thank you for letting me in your doors and trusting me to be there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and we will see you Saturday night.
Yes, sir.
Well, that was very interesting. Great to have a legend like Gangrel part of SWE Fury. Yeah. James, there is an announcement to make right now as Gangrel goes off here, because I know he's got to close up his school. I'll put up the poster. Hold on a second. I don't know if Gangrel knows he could go. I don't know if you can still hear me or not, Gangrel, but I know you got to close up your school, so we'll let you head off to close up your school. Thanks for appearing for us.
Okay, thank you, guys. See you Friday.
Thank you, my friend. Okay.
Yeah, there is an announcement to make as Gangrel goes to close up his school. For people in the Irving area, there's going to be a special deal to buy general admission tickets for Saturday's event. If you use the promo code CW33, which is one of the TV channels that SWE Fury airs on, you can get 50% off general admission tickets. So if you live in the Dallas area, Irving area, use that promo code CW33 and you can get 10% off general admission tickets. What do you think about that, James?
That's a heck of a deal, you know, and the funny thing about that is a lot of times when you see guys going tickets 50% off or whatever, you're thinking, well, they must not be selling very many tickets, and that's exactly not the case. This thing almost the ringside and the main seats were almost sold out in no time in this event, and the truth is that there's a lot of tickets already sold for this thing, but this is a big room and a lot got a lot of space. So I think the idea was you know, let's let some of the people come on in here and give them a deal and let them enjoy what we're doing with SWE Fury, and so, you know, take advantage of it if you want to see some really good action, some great wrestling, the kind of wrestling that Dallas area is used to seeing back in the day. You want to make it out to Southern Junction and see this episode of SWE Fury for sure.
Definitely. And again, that promo code is CW33. And if you go to SWEfury.com, you can find out exactly where to get tickets. And of course, it will be on FITE TV. There's a new production company taken over. It's called Crossfade Design. So the production values are going to be considerably better for this taping, which is exciting.
Yeah, you know, that's just part of the process of growing. You know, we keep talking about that we keep taking these steps. You know, we've experimented with this and experimented with that, and we're trying to present the best product we can in the ring, and we're trying to enhance that product by bringing the kind of presentation that fans of this age expect. And you know, it's expensive. It's like I said, it's a process of getting to that point, and we're doing our best to do that right now. We're improving every time. You know, I've told people before on here, we're not one of those companies that have a billionaire backing us. We can't just go out there and throw money at everything. We've had to do this by hard work, and the guys behind the scenes, the ones that are running the company and the business side of things, they've done that, and you know, they've made a lot of sacrifices. I'm telling you, it's a thankless job a lot of times, and a lot of people, want to jump on the bandwagon and be a part of it, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and decisions have to be made, and they take all kinds of heat over it, and I know how that is. Believe me, it's disappointing sometimes, but the fact is, this is just a growth process, and that's what this is with us presenting this new production team, and I think things are going to just continue to get better and better for SWE Fury.
Last week, they made the announcement Enzo is going to be coming in to SWE Fury soon. And another person who I'm actually happy is coming in is Ivelisse, who just finished up with AEW. She's going to be coming in starting in May. So that's pretty exciting. What do you think about those two new wrestlers joining us?
Enzo's a guy that has some exposure on WWE for a while and some success there. And I honestly, that's really all I know about him that much. I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of fans got excited about the fact that he's coming in. So, I'm looking forward to meeting him and seeing what he does. And, if he competes like everybody else that comes into SWE Fury, then come on in, grab a hold and see what happens. Ivelisse, I have been on a couple of events with her in the past. I don't know her really that well. I've talked to her a couple of times in passing, and that's about it. But she is a heck of a competitor. Got a lot of, my understanding is she has a lot of MMA background or amateur background, and she's a tough lady. So, I'm looking forward to her being in there and helping enhance that women's division. Jazz is working on that. That's a goal of ours, to try to make that as good as it can be also. So, it's just another step in that direction.
One thing I like that SWE is doing that kind of reminds me of ECW is you guys are taking a chance on some of the people that might have a little bit more controversial reputations. All you care about is the performance in the ring, and you're going to go by how you deal with them when they appear in your company. You're not necessarily going to be worrying about some of the past rumors about them and so forth.
Well, we want good people. That's for sure. I mean, we're not looking for criminals or anything, but people make mistakes in life, and sometimes those mistakes get amplified in the public eye, and sometimes they're misunderstood, and sometimes the rumors become a lot more are a lot worse, I guess I should say, than the truth. And everybody should know that. I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, we know when somebody is not the kind of person we want to be around and deal with in a business situation or in a competitive situation. And we're not going to have that, but we're not going to judge people either. We're going to give people a chance. And if they come in and they do things the right way and compete and represent our company in a way that we believe is positive, then we're not going to kick you down the street for my mistake or maybe a rumor or something that's been out there, that about what I found out in the wrestling community and probably in life itself and the social media being like it is about probably 75% of the things you hear on there, you can't believe all of it. And a lot of those things get amplified and exaggerated, and I judge people on my own experiences. I've been around a lot of guys in this business that had a reputation before I met them and found out that, there wasn't a problem at all. And that's the way we're approaching it. And that's, I think you just have to be fair with people and give everybody a chance.
Now, I don't know if you've heard this, but it's been making the news today that a guy I don't really like that much, to be honest, Jim Cornette, went on a little rant about Lacey Von Erich, who I would consider a friend. I found her very entertaining at WrestleCon, but apparently Jim Cornette watched all of her videos because he knew exactly what happened throughout the whole videos, but he wasn't the kindest, and I guess she is going to respond to him. But what do you think about all of that?
Well, first of all, I haven't watched the videos. Maybe I need to do that. Lacey is playful. She is she is her daddy's daughter. She likes to have fun and enjoys life, and sometimes that carries that carries a little something with it that might seem like it's over the top a little bit. And I assume that's what Jim was talking about. I don't know. Jim's one of those controversial figures himself. A lot of people don't like him for one reason or the other. Frankly, I've known him a long time. I've always gotten along with Jim. Most of his wrestling opinions I agree with most of the time. I might not agree with all of his maybe political or other things sometimes, but. And he definitely has a colorful way of expressing himself for sure. And that's just Jim. That's the way it is. I just take it for what it is and go on. Lacey is an important part of this company, and she's excited about working with us, and she's doing a lot of things to try to bring some attention to us, and maybe she'll have to rein some things in. I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen any of it, so I don't really know exactly what we're talking about here. But hopefully everything will work out fine, and Lacey will just continue to be a positive influence on this company.
I only had about 20 people send me the clip today, so I'm sure you'll get it eventually. Matt T says she has no filter, but that's what we love about her, and I do agree with that.
Yeah, well, and then there's a place for all of that. I mean, and it's kind of funny that Jim Cornette would be talking about somebody's filter, because he sure doesn't have it himself. I listen to Jim's opinions about a lot of things. Sometimes I laugh and his colorful way of expressing himself, and I don't think you could criticize Lacey for being that way, and maybe in a little different method, but. It's just what it is.
Now, talking about that discount for a second, I believe aren't general admission tickets only $10? So if they use this promo code CW33 Saturday night in Irving, that would mean they could get general admission tickets for only $5.
Wow. Well, that's some 1980 prices and stuff. That's good stuff. And then, like I said, don't think it's because the tickets haven't been sold. This is fact. In fact, I believe I talked to Tom earlier. This has probably been the biggest pre-sale that we've had. And but like I said, it's a big room and a lot of room in there. We can put more chairs in, and I think that's what he's thinking. To bring them on in, and Texas is open, so let's fill it up. And $5 a whack on general admission, man, take advantage of it. Good night.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just corrected. Sometimes they're 10, but I guess they're 20 this time. So with the discount, they are 10. So sorry, I'll correct myself on there.
Yeah, that means we sold for $5 tickets. Yeah, even $10.
At another event, that's a heck of 10.
Yeah, that's a heck of a deal too. I mean, things are like, any kind of entertainment or sports is expensive these days, and getting in somewhere for $10, you can't go to the movie for that anymore. So come on out.
And there's food and drinks. It is in a large bar that I believe holds up to 2,000 people.
Yeah.
It'd be very
exciting.
Great
atmosphere, by the way. Great atmosphere. Yeah, it's a wonderful place.
Yeah, I've been there several times, and I really like the owner of it as well.
Yeah, good people. That they've treated us very well there, and we're excited to go back to Southern Junction, and Irving's a good spot, and we're going to be back in Irving in I think in June at the convention center for a really big show. So this is. It's just another one of those steps, process for SWE. We're in Irving at Southern Junction this Saturday night. There's a special event the next week in downtown Dallas at the Statler Hotel. I don't know all the details about that. I don't even know what that is.
I think they're going to make the announcement about that after Irving, but that's going to be a pretty cool event.
Yeah, and then we've got Eddie Dean's. We've already advertised that in downtown. That's almost downtown Dallas. In fact, that's very near where the old Sportatorium used to be, and I'm excited about being back down in that part of the country. I'll probably have a few I don't know, out of body experiences when I walk around down in there, because I spent so much time at the Sportatorium, and I miss that old place. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And then we're going out to West Texas in July in Lubbock. So SWE's on the road. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I talked to like I said, I talked to Tom today, and he's busy trying to set up some more dates for us on down the road, and I'm looking forward to a lot of different places, a lot of different experiences, spreading out a little bit and going to different venues, and SWE is just growing fast as it can grow.
And there may be more house shows, and for potential promoters that are interested in bringing SWE to your town, you can go to SWEfury.com and follow the contact info. But to talk about this FITE pay-per-view a bit more, if you look at the graphic here, Christy Janes, the women's champion, is going to be there. Mark Henry, Rodney Mack, Sabu, the ECW and WWE legend, Charlie Haas, of course, the world champion, Melina, Big Cass, general manager Teddy Long, Lacey Von Erich's going to be there, Mil Mortes, the Boogeyman, and of course Blood Hunter and Selena De La Renta, who I know you're not too happy with.
Well, that was, yeah. We want to talk about that too before this is over with. But let's talk about some of the matchups on this event, man. I mean, I'm excited about this. You're Christy Janes and Renee Michelle. Renee has a great reputation as a competitor, I think, in 2 or 3 different organizations, including, I think, WWE at one time. That should be a well of a match, and a real challenge for Christy. I'm looking forward to Wes Briscoe and Mil Mortes. That should be it should just be incredible. I mean, that's going to start the night out, so you better get there early. I mean, he's Wes Briscoe's making his debut, and he's the first one out of the chute. So that's going to be a great one. And then Blood Hunter and Sabu. I mean, the Sabu, I've worked with him back in the ECW days when I was working with USWA. I had a couple of experiences with those guys, and of course that's been a few years ago. And I know he's a heck of a competitor and so experienced. And Blood Hunter may have his hands full with this guy. And of course, those 2 ladies out there at the same time, that's kind of scary too, especially after my experience with Selena this last weekend. But and Charlie Haas against Jaden Lee, who is Road Warrior Animal's son-in-law. That's going to be a challenge for Charlie, a young guy with a lot of talent, very athletic, and we'll see what Charlie does to handle that. OMGs will be in action. The tag team champions right now, who just came out of nowhere, out of our school, really, and won that thing, they're starting to get challenged a little bit now, and I understand Crimson and Jax are coming back to SWE, and they're not very happy about the OMGs having those straps. So we'll see what happens with that in the future. Also. Trying to think some of these other matches that we already have.
Mil Mortes against
Wes Briscoe. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I lost you. I can hear me, but I can't hear you.
What about now?
There we go. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go.
There's one more correction I was given above the discount from the CW 33. Kids 12 and under are also free with a paid adult general admission. So if you're an adult paying $10 with the code, I guess you could bring in up to 2 children. Cool. So there you go. But I'll let you go back to Mil Mortes against Wes Briscoe. I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. That should be a great matchup. I mean, Mills is an international star and one of the top wrestlers in the world, and we know what Wes Briscoe brings, and it's going to be exciting to see those two guys tie up and who comes out ahead on that deal. And Wes, he was on our show here, and he's talking about how determined he is to come into SWE Fury and make a name and make a point, and I think he's ready to do that. So I'm excited about that.
There's also Teal Piper, the daughter of Roddy Piper, and Demios. And I think this is going to be the first show they've done right in the Dallas area for Dallas fans that want to meet Teal.
Yeah, first time competing there. Demos, I guess that's how you pronounce that. Demos or Demios? I'm not sure.
You'd have to ask Teal because she does his talking for him.
Yeah, well, she does. I haven't ever heard him say anything. She does do the talking, and she will be there, and I'm excited about that as well. Another one of those second generation people that we have working with us right now, and Demos and Matt Schaefer is going to be competing against each other in this one. I'm looking forward to that big guy. Nigel Rabbit's guy, and that should be exciting too. But then there's the big match. I say the big match. All those are big matches. But the match between Max Castellanos and Mantell. This one is a strap match. I mean, these guys they've fought all over everything, every building, every place we've ever been. We can't keep them in the ring. So we're going to try to keep them in the ring on this thing, and there's a strap match. Teddy made a strap match out of it. I'm not sure exactly what all the rules are going to be. We're going to have to talk about that, I guess, and get those straight. But I don't know how this is going to end. These guys are just killing each other, and Max was on our show, and he's so. I don't know, man. So intense, and Mantell is this great competitor, and these guys, something's going to have to give on with those two guys at some point or the other. But that's going to be a match that folks are going to want to see, and you might want to be ready to run when they get in the ring because they don't usually stay there very long.
There's a fan on here that says maybe James Beard should wrestle Selena De La Renta. For fans that don't know what that's about, if you go to the Hannibal TV YouTube channel or SWE Fury YouTube channel, there was a match that took place last weekend in Belton, Texas, where the Blood Hunter retained the Texas title, as you can see there in the post-match picture. But right now, we have one of the officials from SWE Fury joining us that was injured in that match as well. He's the ring announcer for SWE Fury, and he was involved in the promotion of that event, Aaron Presley. So I'll let you two explain what's going on. I know, James, you took a couple of falls in that match. Aaron, I don't know if you could walk or not after what I saw. Oh, we lost him. Maybe he'll jump back on, but there was some damage done for you two in that match.
Yeah, well, Aaron took the brunt of it. I was I got tossed around a little bit, but and out in the rodeo arena, it's just dust and mud and the spit and the blood and just about everything else you can mix in there. That like that old song said, and Blood Hunter and Rodney Mack. Like I told we were talking with Gangrel earlier. That match started out. They were wrestling. They were in a ring, exchanging holds, wrestling like two amateurs almost. And then all of a sudden something happened. My suspicion is that Selena tripped Rodney Mack because when I turned around, he was face down on the mat and she was closest to the ring. I've seen that happen so many times, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened on that deal. And when Rodney came up, it all turned into really literally turned to shit after that, because then they were fighting. They were outside the ring. I tried to get them back in. That wasn't going to happen. They fought all the way back to the other arena where they had the bull riding, all the way through that arena into the shoot area back through there and the run area. And they got into one shoot one time. I couldn't even figure out how to get in there. And it was it was bloody and nasty, and they fought all the way down there. They got to a point to where I was trying to break them up. Rodney pushed me back. Well, I think it was. I don't even think he knew it was me, but he pushed me back, and then I went to Blood Hunter. He did the same thing, a little bit harder, by the way. And when I went back to go and get after Blood Hunter, Selena came up and grabs me, and that was it. I'd had enough. I wasn't going to put up with any more of that. So I took off to the ring, calling for the bell. And when I got into the ring, the next thing I know, Selena's in the ring, in my face. And we're having a unfriendly confrontation right there. You can see that if you watch it. And then the next thing I know, Aaron's in there, and I'm sure he was in there trying to bring a little order to what was going on. And she just turned around and slapped him. And he was trying, of course, I know he didn't want to hit a lady, so he was trying to protect himself. And the next thing you know, Blood Hunter's in the ring with a chair, and Aaron gets whacked with a chair a couple of times. I finally grabbed the chair from Blood Hunter, and as I was putting it down, she grabbed it again and gave it back to him. And then he started to go again, and Rodney Mack came in the ring, and he grabbed the chair, and then they finally left the ring, which I was happy for. But that was kind of a synopsis of what happened. You can watch it and see the whole thing, but. Like I said, I'd been out of the ring for several months, and that was my first trip back into it, and that's what I was given to deal with, and it was an interesting night for sure. Aaron, how you feeling, man?
Just to hear you play the words, say the words back, or just kind of takes me there again. Pretty sore. Just trying to, get past it. But obviously what happened was pretty out of hand.
Yeah. You took a couple of pretty hard licks for sure.
Yeah. Didn't see those coming.
Yeah, I noticed.
Selena struck me. That's one thing. Tried to defuse that situation. And, the only thing that got diffused was me, unfortunately.
Yeah, he definitely was swinging for the fences on both of those, and he was going for another one. I was lucky; I was able to grab the chair, and then and the next thing I know, she grabbed it and giving it back to him like he was going to try to do it again. Thank goodness, Rodney Mack got to the ring about that time, and that kind of set him selling.
I feel like I've been around long enough to know that anytime you get around squared circle, anything can happen. Sometimes it is fair game, and in a bunkhouse match, anything can happen, and anything did happen, and sometimes it gets painful.
Well, I've been in some wild ones over my career over the years, and that was definitely one of the wildest that I've ever been involved with. It definitely took us. I mean, you just have to be there. The regular rodeo arena, if anybody's been to the rodeo, is about the size of a regular arena, and they had it cut in half. And the front half of it was where the chutes and all were, and the runs were is where the bull riding was that night. The back half of it, we had a ring set up, and after the bull riding, we had the matches, and by the way, the matches were very good. They had a lot of young guys there, some of them in their first matches, and I was really impressed. It was a good night. Shows that the training they're getting from you and from Rodney Mack and Jazz and Thunder Rosa and Rudy Gonzalez, kind of a combination of all those training centers. They're getting some good foundation to learn, and a lot of those guys did a great job, and I was very pleased to see that. But the night ended on the on the bunkhouse brawl, and it was something to see.
It was something to see. All the students coming together. That's an incredible thing. Creates an incredible environment, especially now that we can kind of all get back together a little bit and do a little something, and to mix the two crowds together was really enjoyable. And I think mutual respect was achieved between the bull riders and the rest and everybody wrestling. I know I heard it from each side. Know that Dog Pound Dojo and the Texas Wrestling Academy, all of us all coming together with SWE, thanks to y'all as well to help Bailey K. Hudson stuff. It was really an incredible event, and a memorable one, to say the least. So,
well, my understanding is you had another bull riding event the next day, and the talk wasn't about bull riding.
No, the talk of the town, the talk of the entire event on Sunday, which was about 1,000 people paid at the gate for another bull riding. I bet I walked up on 10 different groups of people just talking about different portions of the show. The Blood Hunter is, he's a wrecking machine, or man, that Stewie the Clown really scared me. It was just so many different things. An incredible experience, and to see people getting excited about pro wrestling is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of interest for what we all bring to the table.
Well, and that's part of what SWE wants to do, and we want to take that grassroots thing back to the people, and hopefully we're not only just doing TV tapings like we're doing, but also some house shows where some of these people who don't get to come to the TV tapings can see the competitors in a different situation there.
Absolutely. And creating awareness. We're a constant ambassador for professional wrestling, no matter where we go, no matter what we do. And, the whole idea is to create new fans and to put this product that we're all so proud of in front of brand new fans. And I'm proud of us all as a team and as a board of directors, and as just being a part of SWE, that, they're willing to reach out and they're willing to go get those fans that everybody else just, doesn't really want to put the effort in to go get, and hardworking guys.
Well, I'm reading when I read the comments on our TV page where the people write in who've been watching our TV show, and it's overwhelming response is that we're bringing the kind of wrestling that they want to see. It's something that they've been missing, and they're tired of seeing the presentation of wrestling being what it has been in so many places, and they were really excited to see the kind of competition that we're featuring in SWE Fury, and that pleases me, because that's exactly our goal. That's exactly what we intended to do when we started, and it seems like we're making that headway now, and people are paying attention that we're different. We're not the same thing that they see on Monday night or whatever night that is that other stuff shows, and I'm not knocking anybody. If people enjoy that, that's great. I'm all for you, but that's not my kind of wrestling. That's not what I got into this business for. I got into this business for competition and something that I could believe in and trust and really buy into. And I think that's what fans want to see. And I think that's what SWE Fury is giving them.
Yeah, it brings the top of the line. It's a refreshing feeling. Like every single time at an SWE Fury event or SWE event, it just feels good. This is what pro wrestling is supposed to feel like. And it's not just refreshing to me, it's refreshing to everybody in the building. And that ripple effect really, really works. And people are hungry for this. They want this. Traditional wrestling fans who have fallen off from, the modern product have, when they encounter us and get educated on what we got going on, it's a total shift. And once we get building, they're hooked. And it's an incredible thing.
Yeah, I know that you kind of stayed away from the business for a little while. You promoted back when I was running the NWA. You actually ran one of the affiliates, and I know you were very involved in wrestling at that time, and in that area of it. Now you're back in SWE Fury as one of the board of directors, and also ring announcing. What was it that made you want to come back to wrestling?
It's one of those things that you can't really get away from it. It's before you even do it, it's in your blood. While you do it, it just gets worse. And then anytime you maybe get burnt out a little bit and you get away, it just somehow you find it finds its way back to you. And just like a lot of guys, my first love. And it feels good underneath them bright lights, and it feels good to hold those people in the palm of your hand. And in my other lines of work with a microphone, it's funny how rodeo helped me with wrestling, and wrestling also helped me with rodeo. And when it comes to performing on a microphone, I'm in my prime. Feels good.
Well, there is an association. I remember when I went to the first PBR event that I ever went to, and this was years and years ago. The old guys, or some of the old standard guys were back riding back in those days. Hedeman and all those guys, and I remember watching that presentation that they had, and I turned to my cousin who was with me, and I said, "These guys just stole everything we do," and it is very similar the way it's presented and watched now and treated by the competitors and the fans of especially the bull riding aspect of the PBR part.
Right. Mac Altizer with Bad Company Rodeo, once upon a time, he kind of was the Vince McMahon, so to speak, of bull riding, and gave names to these bulls and named them after songs and played the songs, and just created this incredible energy, this incredible event. It just transcended everything and changed the game. And that 100% came from what professional wrestling brought to the table. And you're exactly right. I think it, and I feel it a lot of the times. And it's one of the things when I get in that environment working, what everybody comes up and wants to talk about is the pro wrestling. Tell me about the wrestling. I want to talk about the wrestling. Everybody, it's near and dear, and it's special to everybody in some way in their heart, whether they watched it with their grandpa or with their brother or their mom, or it's multi-generational. And everybody, whether it's man back with the Von Erichsen, the Freebirds, or man back when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant, or Stone Cold and The Rock, everybody's got that story. And so feels good to create more of those memories and to keep all this alive, because no different than my dad taking me when I was a kid. I see that happening in front of us constantly, and I'm proud to be on a team of people that take that just as serious as I do, and present them the proper product so this can live to see another day.
Well, like I said, that was the goal of SWE to begin with, is to bring that kind of wrestling back to the people, and that's exactly what we intend to continue to do, no matter what. And that it's exciting to hear and see so many fans getting into it and enjoying it.
And to close this off here, guys, do you want to give one last talk about the big event coming up this Saturday, April 24th, that we announced tonight? Fans can get 50% off general admission using the promo code CW33. And if you do have a general admission ticket and want to bring up to 2 kids, 12 and under, they can get in free to the event.
Well, I'll say a couple of things and let Aaron do the talking to end this thing. But folks, we start out the day with the camp, the training camp, and I've said this many times. What we do there is we try to give guys from different trainers that come in. We'll have 40, 50, maybe more guys show up for that thing, and some of them have never done anything at all in the business. Some of them have been working for 5 or 6 years. They just want to enhance what they know, and that's exactly what our goal is try to give a different perspective, and that starts about 9:30 on Saturday morning. And of course, what you're going to get there is there's some expert eyes on you and advice from guys like Rodney Mack and Mark Henry and Teddy Long and Kevin Sullivan. They'll all have eyes on things, and they'll all be there. I'll be there. That's kind of one of my babies. And of course we get with Adam Asher, one of our guys. Niles Plonk shows up and teaches. Gangrel just expressed that he wants to be there and help. Our guys come in and we want to pass it on, and that's part of that. So if you're looking to get into the business, or you're already in the business, you want to enhance your skills a little bit, show up that morning. And then of course the matches, and I'll let Aaron, he's going to get to announce everybody for that night. So I'll let him finish this thing off, and appreciate you being here. I know you're still recovering a little bit. You took the brunt of everything the other night, man. I was lucky. So Aaron, great to have you here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you. All right, everybody, April 24th, live in Irving, Texas. If you want to see the #1 professional wrestling company, the hottest professional wrestling company going today, look no further. You found it in SWE. Check us out, SWE Fury, live, Irving, Texas, April 24th, this Saturday. Be there.